Hello and welcome to another exciting video here in Mathland. Today we're going to talk about the reference angle, and I have the definition here. It's the acute angle theta prime formed by the terminal side of theta and the horizontal axis. So I'm going to put a few examples down here, then we're going to work out some questions to see how we can figure these out. Okay, so for example, let's have my angle starting here, and maybe the terminal is up over here. Now this would be the theta, okay? So from the 0, we're going to go up and over to that terminal point of theta. Okay, now the reference angle, they are talking about this acute angle right here. So this is theta prime. This is your reference angle. So it's always the angle formed, the acute angle formed by the terminal side of theta and the horizontal axis. So it always comes back to the horizontal axis. So if I had a large theta here, it's going to be the acute angle formed then to the horizontal axis. So let's try something else. So say I had an angle that starts here and it goes all the way around and it ends up in this quadrant right here. Okay, so if this is my theta, then my reference angle is the acute angle formed by that terminal side to the horizontal axis. It always comes back to the horizontal axis. So right here is theta prime, or my reference angle. So this is my reference angle right there. Okay, even though theta goes all the way around here, we're going to come back to a horizontal axis there. Okay, let's try another one. Let's say we have theta, that's pretty large, so he's going to start here, and he's going to go all the way around. He's going to end up in quadrant, let's say quadrant 4, right here. Okay, so my theta goes all the way around here. That's theta. And my reference angle, can you guess? It's going to be the acute angle formed from the terminal side of theta and the horizontal axis. So that's always going to come back to the horizontal axis there. Okay, so it doesn't matter where theta ends up as far as the second and the third and the fourth quadrant. If it's in the first quadrant, it's always going to come back to, it's going to be actually what theta is, because it's going to be the acute angle there. But if we're dealing with quadrant 2, 3, and 4, it's going to be, the reference angle is the theta prime, which is the terminal side to the horizontal axis here. Okay, so let's do a few examples here. We'll do find the reference. Find the reference angle. Let's see, we'll call it, keep it consistent, theta prime. Okay, and so let's say theta is 300 degrees. Alright, so let's go ahead and sketch that out where we think that will be. So 300, it's just a few degrees shy of 2 pi, of the whole circle here. So we're going to start here. We've got this guy always start on this axis here. We're going to go around 300 degrees, so he's going to end up somewhere, maybe right here. So this is theta at 300 degrees. Okay, so we went all the way around, and my reference angle, remember, it comes back to that horizontal axis, so that's this guy right here. And this one's pretty easy to figure out because, well, it's 360 degrees in a circle, and 360 minus 300, that's going to give us 60 degrees. So my reference angle, theta prime, is 60 degrees. Okay? So let's try something else. Let's go with radians this time. I've got something like that. And I want to find the reference angle. If my theta was 2.3. Okay, where is this going to fall? So we're in radians now, so I have to think of pi. So pi all the way around here is going to be 3.14. Half of pi is going to be less than this. So it's going to fall somewhere in the second quadrant. I'm just going to guess. Somewhere in here. So not to scale. He's somewhere there. So this is theta at 2.3 radians. Okay, now I need to come back to my horizontal axis here for my reference angle there. Okay, so let's figure out, this is pi over here, we know that, so we're just going to subtract pi, or 2.3 from pi, so let's get our calculator in here. We've got pi minus 2.3, and we've got 0.8416. Okay, so my reference angle is going to be 0.816, we'll call it. Okay, we can see that already. Yep, there we go. Okay, so there's that reference angle, always coming back to the horizontal axis. Let's try another one, last one here. Let's see, we got this guy here. Okay, and then let's go with a negative degree. So I'm going to say my theta here is negative 135 degrees. Okay, so remember when the degrees are negative, we have to start from 0 as always, and then we're going to, down here in a clockwise motion. So I know 90 is here, and then this is 180, so it's going to be in the third quadrant here. I don't know where, I'm just going to kind of draw a line. So I'm going to say that is my theta, 135 degrees, negative 135, so from there to here is negative 135, and my reference angle, I have to go from there to, it's the acute angle formed to the horizontal axis here, so theta prime. Okay, so that, let's see, how much is that going to be to get to that horizontal axis? So let's go ahead and take 225, that's 225 minus 80, well, let's see, because 225 would be this guy right here. If it's easier for you to think about it that way. Or you can take 180 and subtract that, and that's going to be 45. 180 minus 135, that's going to be 45. So either way, you could think of it this way as 225, and then we're going to add or subtract 180 from that. But you don't really need to know that. I mean, to get to this part, you know it's going to be 180. So just subtract 135 from 180, and that's going to give you your reference angle, which is 45 degrees. Okay, there it is. Ta-da! There we go. Reference angles. Enjoy.